So we're going to go through the servicing of this lawnmower. It's a Viking 5 MB545VR, and it's fitted with the Briggs Stratton Quantum engine, and this covers the 625, 650 and 675 engine. So the service kit I've ordered from Briggs Stratton comes with an air filter, oil and a spark plug. Some engines, I think with the Quantum series, they do have a fuel filter as well, but this one hasn't got one. So the kit comes with everything we need. Obviously, as I mentioned, this is a Viking 5 engine. I think it was originally made by Stihl. I don't know if it's under license or whatever, but it's essentially a Briggs Stratton engine. Put it down there, a bit of data on it. This is the air intake, carburetor's behind there, fuel filler, oil filler. Yeah, it's a push lawnmower, but it's got the drive wheels as well. I think it's a roller on the back, but self-driven. There's a double handle at the top for the brake and the self-drive mode. Recoil start, adjustable cut and depth. So yeah, in this video we'll just go through the service, and it's not a complicated job, and the customer's also asked for the blade to be sharpened, so we'll go through removing that and we'll sharpen it with a file, and then we'll reinstall it. So for the spark plug on the front of the engine here, we've got the spark plug. I've already taken the boot off there, and it's just a case like any other spark plug. We've got the tool on there, and we'll just break it free. Like I say, the kit comes with a new spark plug. There's the spark plug out, single cylinder, obviously single spark plug. I'll put the part number of the Briggs Stratton one from the kit on the screen and in the description. And with this engine, it's not required for a service, but we're going to run a compression test as well, just to see what we're running with. So that being said, we'll get the compression tester now, and I'll just take the adapter off, and we'll thread the compression tester in. Anywhere from 100 psi upwards. I'd like to see it in the green, but it's a small engine, so we may not be getting too high of compression. But I do know the engine runs, I've seen it run, so got no issues with that. I just want to check the compression. So we'll give it a few pulls and we'll see what it's reading. Okay, so after a few pulls, we've got 100 psi on the gauge there. It's about what we were expecting for an engine of this size and age, but like I say, the engine does run, so no issues with that. So now take the compression gauge off and we will fit the new spark plug. Obviously this is the original one that came out, but it's not hard to do, just fit it back in. We'll check the gap on there as well. I'm not sure if there's a specific gapping for these engines. I'll have to check online, but I imagine. So I've just received the Briggs Stratton service kit for the Quantum engine, and inside it's got the air filter, oil and spark plug. So we're just going to go ahead now and gap the spark plug. Got the spark plug here, Briggs Stratton 992300C, gap to 0.76 millimeters. I'm just going to put the feeler gauge in there, and that's perfect in there. Just open the gap up a little bit, just so we can run the feeler gauge in. So like I say, just take the new spark plug and just fit it back in to where we took it out. Snug it down, you don't have to go crazy, and then the boot's on. Give it a tap so you hear the click, and it's as easy as that for changing the spark plug on this engine, or for any lawnmower for that matter. Obviously make sure you got the right spark plug and just check the gapping on it. So we're going to take the blade off now so we can give it a clean and a sharpen. And on this engine you can see that the blade tapers up towards the mower, so it's a good idea before you take it off, just take a picture so you can see the orientation. You can see it's got two locating dowels there for the drive, and there's a nut that's holding it on, which is a 17mm socket. So with the spark plug out, so the engine can't inadvertently start, we're going to take the 17mm and we're just going to take this nut off, or this bolt off, just like you would any other bolt, left hand thread. Or not a left hand thread, but sort of you take it off anti-clockwise as you would with any other bolt. So there's the bolt out. We've got like an anti-shake washer. Just keep them together, and then the blade should just come off there, off the locating dowels. Now we can see the blade. It's looking in alright condition. Not many nicks out of the cutting face. So now we've got the blade in the bench, and we're going to go ahead and sharpen the cutting edge. Now with everything blade related, chains, cutting blades, whatever, everyone's always got their opinion on how these things get sharpened, whether they use a power tool or they use an actual blade sharpening tool, whether I prefer just a file, got like a fine cut Stihl file. And all I do here is, you've got the cutting edge, and this cutting edge is real good condition. There's hardly any nicks or burrs in it. And we're not looking to get the blade razor sharp like a razor blade, because it'll just dull real quick. We're looking to get an edge on it that is, like I've been told, you're looking to get something as sharp as like a butter knife. It's not sharp enough to cut you, but it's got an edge on it still. So I'm just following the profile of the face. It's like a, I don't know, it's not quite 45 degrees. It's got a shallow cut on that, probably 30 degrees or something. So we're literally just following. And as we cut, we can see we're taking off the material. It's getting nice and bright there. Obviously we'll check the other side for burrs, and we'll flip it over and have a look. But we're looking to just get, like I say, sharp enough so it's like a butter knife. Obviously we want it cut grass, but we don't want it like a razor blade where after like 20 minutes running it's just going to get dulled again. So not like a real fine edge, but obviously on a 30-degree cut we're going to get something nice and practical for grass. So just work your way along the edge, and then on the other side as well, and then we'll flip it over and we'll take the burrs off as we can push the material down. And if it needs another pass, we'll go for another pass. After that, I've got a blade balancer, so we sit this on the Holden balancer, and it just shows as if one side's heavier than the other. 9 times out of 10, if there's no major cuts out of the blade, it's fine. It just takes the vibration out of the lawnmower. But if it was lopsided to one side, we may have to take a bit more material off. But at that stage, it's probably worth considering maybe it's a new blade if it's getting that bad. But yeah, I'll do this side and flip it over, take the burrs off, and then we'll have a look. So I've just done a few passes there, and you can see the clean edge of the blade there. So I'm just pushing the file in one direction, about a 30-degree angle. I'm not coming back and forth like this, just going in one straight action using the full length of the file. And like I say, once we're finished, we turn it over, and you've got like a little bird edge. You can sort of just run your file back off to take that off. I mean, you feel it, it should be nice, not like a razor blade, but still quite sharp. And that's how I just sharpen blades. So while we're doing the blade, I've got a blade balancer here. So we just lay the blade on there on a flat surface, and we just check that the blade is balanced there, and you can see it's pretty well balanced, so we don't have to take any material off either end. So that there is, I have sharpened it the other day, just the rained it a little bit now, but that blade is balanced as well, so we can get that blade back on the engine. So the next thing we're going to do, I've got the air filter. That's really easy on this engine. It's on the right hand side. There's one bolt holding it on, which you can remove with a flat blade or a socket. We open it out, we've got the old filter there. Got the new genuine Briggs Stratton filter, and that just goes back in the housing there, just like that. And we can close it. And then secure it back up. There we go, incredibly easy that one, and you can do that there in less than a minute. Right, so the last thing we're going to do on this engine is we're going to do the oil change. Now, 2 ways you can do it. Got the oil dipstick here. We can either remove the dipstick, tip the engine out, pull the oil out that way, or the way I'm going to do it. It's a little bit more time consuming, but I think you can get more oil out, is we're going to take it out from underneath. So to take the oil out from underneath, we're first going to disconnect the spark plug, so we can't inadvertently start the engine. We're then going to come down here, we're going to the engine up on its side. Move that and then onto its side. Looking underneath, I've already taken the blade off. There's a central bolt holding it on, and then there is also this cover which just sits in there as a guard, because there is a belt in here which we can also check the condition of, which I've already gone ahead and done. Got the 3 screws here that hold this plastic cover on, and once we've got that off, you obviously take the blade off first, take this cover off, and then inside here we have the drain plug for the oil. So with the engine on its side, we'll remove the plug. The oil should be sitting in the bottom of the pan, so nothing can come out. I'll put a drain pan down for the oil, and then we'll rotate the engine back over, and all the oil should come out. And then it's a case of just lifting it back up again, putting the plug back in, and we'll put the oil in from the dipstick tube. Now I'm just going to use the extension. It should click into there, and we should be able to crank this little bolt out. Like I say, in theory, no oil should come out of here because it's on its side. Hopefully, anyway. Just get that in there, and we can wind that plug out. There we go. Like I said, no oil's coming out, and I'm sure people are going to say that's not the way you do it. You should either suck it out or pour it out the dipstick tube, but this way I don't think we're going to get that much mess. Like I say, I've got the pan next to me, and we'll just pour it into that pan now. So I'll pour it into the pan, and then we can put the plug back in, like I say, and refill the oil. These engines don't take much oil, probably 300 millilitres, something like that. I'll have to check the manual, but we'll just do it on the dipstick. There's no filter or anything, so pretty much what's on the dipstick is what's in the sump, and then we can give the engine a run and recheck it. So I'll drain all that out now, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so there we go. The majority of that oil's out. Now it's just a case of doing this tapered plug back up. You can put some thread sealant on if you're really concerned about it coming out again. But I'll just give it a wipe around there, making sure there's oil off the belt. Pretty happy with that. Also remembering now to put the cover back on. This is a T20 star, and there's 3 bolts. Let's just align it like that. Now go ahead and put the blade back on, remembering the orientation, and that it's a 17 mil socket. So we'll just put the oil in now. I've got this 4-stroke engine oil from Briggs Stratton SAE30. It's 0.6 litre tub. It just goes in there. It's the plug for like the dipstick and the cap filling as well. So we'll just pour a bit in there. I'm not sure how much it uses, but it'll not be much, but I'll mark it on the video. Right, so that's the service complete, and the last thing to do is we'll just give it a test run. So brake on. I do this one-handed, and a good pull. So that's running all right. I'll let it settle for a little minute, and then we'll check the oil level again, top it up if necessary, and get this engine back to the customer. So I hope you enjoyed that quick video of how to service Briggs Stratton Quantum 625, 650, 675 engine. If you've got any questions, please leave them below, and if you've enjoyed it, please give it a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching.